easy stuff. Anyway, anyone else? Enough for me.
Well, I'm going to just ask a question about sending a postcard, because we're talking money here. When you say you're going to spend it, would that be to all property owners, or how because that could be quite expensive.
What's that?
Sending a postcard, how would you, I'm just saying, I know from previous mailings that it can cost quite a bit.
Well, it'll cost you $1,800. That's about
Probably, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of money.
I mean, if somebody else
But
had
if that's
another
what
idea of
everyone
doing
wants.
that and make an Eagle Scout out of somebody, I'm willing to do that too.
I don't think you have
Yes.
to worry about everybody knowing about the next one.
But,
Well, you know, if that's true, I mean, really, if that's true, we could save the money of a postcard. I'm telling you, it is
I don't think you'd have to worry about it. Just, I mean, post it in the Boyceville store and then like.
well, that's what we done on the other thing, and we
10
were
posters.
crucified
10
for
posters.
doing it.
Well, we did,
That's what we did for the
we
charrette.
did 25.
All over town.
We
How
did
big
it.
were they?
Well, they were 8.5 by 11
That's
on
not
the
a
right.
poster, that's a piece of paper.
Oh, okay. I put some on construction paper, so they kind of stood out with the background, and they were neon yellow and pink. But
So maybe when the time comes, some of the people will take charge and put posters around too.
well, that's true.
Why not network through your email addresses and
Well,
everything
you know
else?
something, unfortunately, my hard drive crashed and I lost all the, it wasn't on the server, which I didn't realize. And I was hoping last night that we could start with a new, but very few people put their email addresses down. Most people put their phone number. I mean, we could call, you know, I could do a phone network maybe and try to do that. I'm sorry, I just know the expense of sending a postcard. By the time you order the labels and print the labels, and you order the postcards, you pay the postage, and you do the bulk rate. And postcards, if you send them bulk rate, you're not guaranteed you're going to get them for 3 weeks. It's a different thing, because so sending first class mail, you would get bulk rate, might get, well, Pat, you could tell us.
Not much anymore, I can tell you.
Not much anymore? Well, you know it's not a cheap, don't get me wrong, I'd love to,
It's expensive
but
proposition.
it's expensive proposition,
don't
I
think
just
it's
want people to
necessary.
know that.
Are our neighbors worth 50 cents a piece?
Pick up the phone then and call your neighbor.
I will. I did that.
I'm not trying to put a damper on it, I just tell you it's expensive, I know
Yeah,
that.
I
it's
don't think you're gonna have to worry
expensive. I
about
just
it.
threw it out
Money
there.
went up, but half
It
Well,
the
that's
appears-
a town board decision, it's
It
not
appears
mine.
now that there's enough interest that the word will get out. I think the interest is out there now.
My job is to start discussion, and I do pretty good at it.
Well, I do have, most people that signed in last night, I do
I
have.
don't
we
want to
try-
hear it, but that's okay.
Why don't we put the word out to send Sylvia your email so we can start building a new,
That would be wonderful. I'll start a new contact list. olivetown.clerk@hbc.rr.com. And this time, I thought with the computer consultants, I thought everything was back from the server. I didn't realize when my hard drive crashed, not only that, I lost 7 years of indexing town board minutes that I had to do over again. So, and other things. So it was a nasty lesson to learn.
So isn't there a way you could create a mailing list for postcards? Because if you send 10 of them out, 6 of them get thrown away anyway.
Well, postcards are not
You could
top
cut the cost
priority
of that
because
way
there's-
down.
households.
If you had a mailing list of people that want to get a postcard.
Well, maybe that's true too.
Because most of them just get thrown away
Yeah.
as junk mail. That would cut the cost way down.
And when you do bulk rate postcards, Pat, help me here, I'm sorry, because you do remember this.
I don't know anymore. I really don't know.
But don't they set in a different bin and they don't get top priority
If
over
it's bulk
first
rate,
class?
it does not get first class handling.
So
No.
you might have to mail them a week to 10
And you
days?
would not get the back if they were not deliverable. First class, you get it back, it's undeliverable
so you
for
know.
whatever reason, so you can eliminate that.
But it might not get there for three or 4 days, 5 days?
Yes,
That's a problem with postcards also,
yes.
unless you go first class, and then they still take longer.
Well, no, they're
No.
processed the same.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I don't mean to, but maybe the town board could come up with a solution and see what would work, and it's not my decision to make, but.
It's not my decision either, I just make conversation. I think there's school teachers that are in here who'll say, gee, that worked pretty good, everybody's talking about it. Oh, that's what you talk about it. Okay, Anyone else? If not, I'd like to end the meeting here in memory of Sylvia Stagnelli and Ellen Watrous. Thank you all for coming.
Jody?